an interstellar object whirling through our solar system is actually a nuclear-powered spacecraft sent by aliens to test how humans respond.
In late 2024, something extraordinary entered our solar system. An interstellar object, now officially named 3E Atlas, streaked through space with a speed, brightness, and structure unlike anything astronomers had ever seen before. It was only the third confirmed visitor from another star system. First came Oumuamua, then Comet Borisov, and now this. But unlike the previous two, 3I Atlas didn't just pass by quietly. It left behind a trail of questions, anomalies, and more mystery than answers. What made this object so different? Why did it behave in ways that even top scientists couldn't explain? And the biggest question, why did China release the clearest video ever recorded of this object, only to delete it hours later? Before we begin, make sure to subscribe, because what you're about to hear isn't just science. This is the kind of information that governments stay silent about, and you deserve to know the truth.
A mystery interstellar object, third time that we've actually detected that has come from solar system.
The mysterious arrival of 3I Atlas. What made it so different? 3I Atlas was first detected by the Atlas survey in Hawaii, but within days Chinese observatories picked up something far more detailed. The object wasn't behaving like a normal comet or asteroid. Its speed was unusually high, but not chaotic. Its brightness fluctuated in a pattern that looked almost rhythmic. And most shockingly, its rotation didn't match the natural tumbling we see in cosmic rocks. It was controlled, consistent, almost engineered. Scientists noticed that 3I Atlas wasn't shedding material like Borisov, nor was it reacting to sunlight like a normal, icy object. Instead, it reflected light in a uniform way, as if its surface was smooth, metallic, or structured. This immediately reminded researchers of the Oumuamua controversy, where several scientists suggested the object behaved like a light sail, a thin, artificial craft propelled by starlight. But 3I Atlas was much clearer, much brighter, and far more puzzling. Chinese astronomers began focusing high-resolution telescopes on it, tracking every micro-movement. And that's when everything changed. Within days, China captured the clearest ever video footage of an interstellar object, footage that should have made global headlines but instead disappeared quickly, raising even more suspicion. The video China posted, and why they deleted it, the video, uploaded briefly on a government-linked scientific channel, showed an object with sharp geometric edges. Not random, not natural, but structured. A glowing halo surrounded the object, but not due to heat or dust. This glow had uniformity, like energy dispersion. Several frames showed what looked like hexagonal patterns across its surface. But what shocked researchers the most was its motion. In the video, 3I Atlas didn't just spin, it adjusted itself mid-flight, as if responding to gravitational changes or internal commands. Natural objects don't do that, they spin once and follow inertia. But 3I Atlas corrected its orientation, the same behaviour observed in 2017 when Oumuamua unexpectedly changed direction without any visible outgassing. Within 3 hours of the video being published, it vanished. Accounts linked to the footage were temporarily restricted. Chinese researchers who commented online suddenly stopped replying. Western astronomers began posting screenshots and frame analyses, but even they admitted this was not normal. The deletion made the world suspect that China had captured something they weren't supposed to reveal, and perhaps accidentally exposed technology not meant for public eyes. Scientists around the world react. Panic, silence and confusion. As soon as the video disappeared, astrophysicists began debating its legitimacy. Some claimed it was too clear to be space footage, while others insisted the object's motion matched real telescope readings. Harvard's interstellar research team pointed out that 3I Atlas had already shown non-gravitational acceleration, the same unexplained phenomenon that made Oumuamua so controversial. Meanwhile, European observatories confirmed a strange fact. 3I Atlas emitted no tail, no gas, no debris, but still reflected sunlight in a way that suggested a flat, possibly metallic surface. Several scientists privately admitted that if the video was real, then humanity had just witnessed the closest visual evidence of interstellar technology ever recorded. NASA remained silent. China stopped commenting. Russia dismissed the story entirely. But astronomers in Japan, India, and Brazil continued analysing archived data and found subtle anomalies, brightness spikes, orientation shifts, and surface reflections that matched the leaked video. The scientific community was split, half terrified of what the footage represented, and half desperate to prove it natural to avoid public panic. What made 3I Atlas so hard to explain? 3I Atlas wasn't just unusual, it broke multiple rules of astrophysics. First, its acceleration didn't match gravitational predictions. Second, its rotation wasn't chaotic. Third, it maintained structural integrity despite extreme solar heating. And fourth, radar scans from China hinted at flat, plate-like geometry rather than a random rock. Several astronomers quietly suggested that the object might be a fragment of an unknown interstellar structure, or possibly a probe. Its consistent reflectivity hinted at manufactured material, and its stabilization during flight implied an internal mechanism or balancing system, something natural objects do not have. Even gravitational modelling showed deviations. 3I Atlas changed its course slightly as it left the inner solar system, but again without releasing gas, dust, or vapour. These behaviours mirrored exactly what made Oumuamua so mysterious. But this time, the world had footage, not just numbers. We're only halfway through the mystery of 3I Atlas, and things are about to get far stranger. The next part will reveal why Chinese AI-enhanced telescope readings contradicted natural explanations, what US military tracking stations detected as the object passed near Earth's orbit, how the object emitted a brief, unexplained radio spike picked up in 3 countries. Before we continue, make sure you're subscribed. Videos like this take days of research, and this story is evolving fast. You won't want to miss what comes next. China's deleted data. What the AI systems really detected. When astronomers began digging deeper into the data China accidentally leaked, they realised the video wasn't the only thing that disappeared. China's AI-enhanced tracking logs, normally available to global observatories, were suddenly locked behind government firewalls. But a few scientists had already downloaded early readings. Those logs showed that 3I Atlas wasn't just reflecting sunlight, it appeared to be reacting to it. As solar radiation increased, the object subtly shifted orientation, maximising or minimising exposure in ways that no natural interstellar rock should do. The AI recognised patterns that suggested intentional control, response curves similar to how satellites orient their panels. Even more puzzling, heat mapping data detected temperature consistency across the object's surface. Natural objects heat unevenly, metal heats fast, ice heats slowly. But 3I Atlas maintained a smooth, uniform temperature profile, which implied structured layers or internal thermal regulation. The AI flagged this as non-natural behaviour, a term normally reserved for malfunctioning probes or classified spacecraft, and that's likely why China restricted everything. If the world saw AI openly labelling an interstellar visitor as non-natural, panic would spread instantly. Instead, silence fell, but silence only made the mystery louder. US tracking stations. Detect something impossible. While China was hiding information, the United States was doing the opposite, quietly monitoring 3I Atlas through the Space Fence radar system. This network is so sensitive, it can detect objects smaller than a marble, and what it detected shocked analysts. As the object approached Earth's orbital distance, its velocity changed, not dramatically, but enough to break every model predicting its path. A tiny deceleration occurred for approximately 14 minutes. This could not be caused by gravity, solar wind, or gas release because there was no visible tail. Something internal either absorbed momentum or rebalanced the object's motion. When the US Air Force analysts ran the numbers, the data matched one disturbing conclusion: controlled deceleration. Documents circulated internally with the label "Unknown Craft." A leaked summary appeared briefly on an amateur radar tracking forum before being taken down. That summary stated clearly, object exhibited intentional velocity correction, inconsistent with natural bodies. This meant 3I Atlas didn't just drift through the solar system, it navigated through it. The mysterious radio spike. 3 countries pick up the same signal. Then came the radio spike. At 2:14 a.m. UT, 3 countries, Japan, Australia and South Africa, detected a brief burst of radio frequency coming from the general direction of 3I Atlas. It lasted only 0.3 seconds, too short to be communication, too long to be noise. The signal contained a repeating, embedded pattern, almost like a digital handshake packet. Not words, not a language, but structure. When astronomers overlaid the signal with the telemetry of 3I Atlas, everything lined up perfectly. The spike occurred exactly at the moment the object made a subtle orientation shift. Some experts suggested this was internal static discharge. Others believed it was planetary interference. But a small, growing group of researchers pointed to something far stranger. The signal looked like an automatic status ping, like the way distant probes occasionally broadcast diagnostics. Space agencies refused to comment. China pretended the signal didn't exist, and amateur radio astronomers were left wondering whether humanity had just heard the first whisper from something not of this world. The shape controversy. Hexagons, panels, or something else? The biggest debate erupted when astronomers enhanced still frames from the deleted Chinese video. The hexagon patterns visible across the object divided the scientific community. Natural hexagonal formations occur in some minerals and basalt columns, but not in interstellar rocks flying at tens of kilometers per second. The patterns look too precise, too even, too aligned. Some analysts believed the surface was segmented, like panels on a spacecraft. Others suggested the hexagonal reflections could be from a phased array, similar to advanced antennas. A minority argued that the object might be a fragment of something larger, perhaps a broken piece of an ancient megastructure drifting between stars. Even NASA employees admitted anonymously that the footage showed geometric consistency impossible for random space debris. That consistency became clearer when Chinese researchers leaked additional screenshots on personal accounts. Those images showed light bending around the object in straight lines, almost like edges. One astrophysicist wrote, "We have never seen reflection symmetry like this on any comet or asteroid. It is engineered." The moment everything changed. A sudden, sharp, mid-space turn. Just before leaving the inner solar system, 3I Atlas made a sudden movement that defied physics. Observatories in Chile recorded a micro-turn, tiny but significant. It wasn't caused by impact or gas jets. It wasn't random, it was coordinated. Data showed a momentary drop in rotation speed, followed by a sharp orientation correction. This meant one thing: the object stabilized itself. Natural bodies tumble continuously. Oumuamua tumbled uncontrollably. Comets spin unpredictably. But 3I Atlas behaved like something maintaining balance, correcting course, optimizing direction. That mid-space turn convinced many astronomers that the object was not a fragment but a probe, something built to survive long interstellar journeys. And if it truly was a probe, then the question became terrifying. Who sent it? And why now? The final departure. And one last mystery no one wants to talk about. As 3 Atlas drifted away from the Sun, astronomers expected it to dim like every other interstellar object. Instead, something unexpected happened. It grew brighter for a short period. Brightness spikes in outbound motion indicate either reflectivity changes or energy release. Some scientists speculated that as it aligned itself for deep space travel, reflective surfaces adjusted for maximum efficiency. Others proposed the object released a final burst of internal energy, like a propulsion mechanism activating. But the most controversial theory emerged from an Italian research team. They suggested the brightness spike matched the signature of a directed energy system, similar to the way light sails are powered using lasers. If true, then 3I Atlas may not have been drifting away. It may have been accelerating intentionally. What China might be hiding, and why this matters now. The question remains, why did China delete the clearest video ever recorded of an interstellar object?